And now the bonus round. If absence makes the heart grow fonder, what does presence make?
I want to say crab dip.
Correct. Finish this sequence. Tree, sky.
Transubstantiationalism.
Correct. What can you watch instantly with Netflix?
Unlimited TV episodes and movies.
Correct! Watch unlimited TV episodes and movies for only $8 a month from Netflix. See terms of use.
Ma'am, are you crying?
I cry when I'm happy.
Well, that makes two of us.
Blog Talk Radio.
We are the music makers, and we are the dreamers of dreams.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Crossfire the Crusader, and welcome to Superhero Academy. This week I want to introduce our visiting professors from the magnificent Maryland Defenders. I have the sensational Stormbringer and Kulon, and I cannot think of an adjective that starts with K for Kulon. So introduce yourself to the people here for me.
How do? Good to talk to you, Crossfire. Always nice to see you. Metaphorically speaking, of course. As he stated, I'm one of the founders and senior staff of the Maryland Defenders. We are a superhero alliance based in Maryland. We run 2 animal rescues. We focus primarily on animal rights, specifically on responsible pet ownership. We have 2 locations, one which I run, which is Sanctuary, and Kulon, who runs our second sanctuary, which is Sanctuary South. Now, on my part, mainly we reach out to lower-income pet owners, and we work as a network to provide them information and access to low-income spay-neuter, vaccinations, medical care, and generally provide them information to help them keep their pets and keep their pets healthy. We also do rescues, fosters, and one of the main objectives at Sanctuary North is that we focus on TNR, which is trap-neuter release for feral colonies of cats.
Okay, hello? Are you still there?
Yes. Sorry about that.
Okay, I lost somebody there for a minute. All right. Now, you're doing your pet rescue. I know you seem like you always have some sort of event going on. What's some of the different kind of events that you have to bring awareness to your cause and to raise funds for your projects?
Well, on our end at Sanctuary North, we do a number of fundraisers. We work mainly in the social outreach. We're actually located within a low-income neighborhood, so we know all the neighborhood people and the neighborhood pet owners, and we're linked with several other rescue organizations that are larger with far greater resources than us, organizations such as Dumpster Cats and Faithful Friends that are active in TNR programs and offer low-cost and sliding-scale medical care for pets. If people are having problems, like we know who they are, we hand out business cards. I tell them what I do and where I am. And if people have problems with wild animals, ferals, problems with an animal of their own, they contact me, and if it's a problem that I myself cannot handle, then I end it up and I refer them over to other organizations that have live-in veterinarians and, as I said, much greater resources. And it's a way to enable people to keep their pets. Because, let's face it, in a bad economy, the pets are kind of one of the first things to go. And it helps people be able to keep their pets and help them keep their pets in a healthy and well-lived manner. far as fundraisers go, we do a lot of social stuff. I show up at a lot of events. We did like the night out here last summer. And I actually, it was really fun. One of our biggest fundraisers, we do a duck pond. Everybody knows what a duck pond is, yes?
No.
Oh, it's a children's game at carnivals. And the idea is you have a bunch of little rubber duckies in a pond, and you pay me a quarter, and you pick up a duck. And whatever number's on the bottom of the duck, you get a prize. And, I mean, in 4 hours, I can raise $20, $30 on a duck pond. And, you know, the kids love it. Everybody has a good time. And the money all goes towards taking care of the animals here at Sanctuary.
Awesome. Now, I'm hoping we're going to have some other callers here, because we got a show on pet rescue not too long ago with Luna Vale from Washington also. I was kind of hoping she was going to call in. But what's some of the more amazing, interesting stories? We like to focus on ways that you can impact your community. And first off, we talk about the methods, but then another thing I like to point out is the success stories. What's some of the more inspiring and amazing, what sticks out in your brain, things that have happened since you've been doing this?
I think one of the most amazing stories that ever happened with us, and Kulan was actually present for this one, that was we do work also with finding lost pets. Kulan himself is very active with pet rescuers at Home Again, and I'm sure he'll be able to talk about that here in a little while. But locally, we had a dog that was stolen from an owner's home. Her home was broken into, and her puppy was stolen and sold. And we blanketed the community. I mean, it was just crazy what we were going through. Calls to animal control 2 and 3 times a day, local shelters, SPCA. And it was 2 weeks to the day we actually found her and were able to bring her puppy home. It was an amazing circumstance, because a lot of the time with stolen dogs, I mean, we all imagine the worst. You know, they're sold for medical experiments or, you know, who knows what. But we found out this dog was sold to a private owner not 15 miles from here. And we were able to bring her dog home. We actually have a full report on that. If you go to Superhero TV on YouTube, we do have the final mission report where the owners came to claim their dog. It's the Find Penelope. It was extraordinary that we found the dog when we did. I actually had started to lose hope that we'd find her in 2 weeks to the day. It was probably one of the most amazing things I'd ever seen, that we got her back as quickly as we did. In perfect health, and she's back with her owners now and living the life where she belongs.
Oh, definitely. But I can't imagine if somebody stole my dog. If they took her, they'd bring her back. But she's part of the family. You can talk about people cutting costs when the budget gets tight, but our dog is part of the family. I can't imagine not having the little rat monkey running around here causing trouble.
Well, absolutely. Can you imagine someone breaking into your house? Could you imagine someone breaking into your house, walking past your laptop, your PC, your entertainment center, your game system, cash on a counter, just to steal a puppy out of a kennel cage?
That's crazy. I don't know. We had a golden retriever up in Iowa. Somebody broke into the backyard and stole him, and that just it's something you just don't get over when you do it your buddy like that. And
it's awful. I just can't imagine somebody doing it. It's the most horrible thing. You know, that's like, as you say, it's a part of the family. It's like having a child abducted. To have an animal stolen right out of your house, they've taken your family member.
I know for months I would look out the back window into the backyard just hoping he'd just be there all of a sudden, you know, and he wasn't. And
Did you ever get him back?
He never did turn up.
You never got him back?
Never got him back.
Oh.
I know.
Yeah,
that's terrible. I hear stories like that all the time.
Unfortunately, I hear it a lot here.
On a farm up there somewhere chasing rabbits, you know.
One can hope.
But who knows? I don't know what happened to him. But yeah, that's a pretty big mission. Come on, let's hear from you. Stormbringer's well, she's a ball of fire, aren't you?
What,
I knew you were a force of nature. I just hadn't got a chance to talk to you on the phone yet. But let's hear Kulan's side. What do you want to add to this? tell us about your end of the Maryland Defenders.
Okay. Once again, my name is Coulon. It's a pleasure to be here talking to you about this. I am also one of the founding members of the Maryland Defenders. I run, as Stormbringers noted, Sanctuary South. What I do here at Sanctuary South is a little different than what Stormbringer does in Sanctuary North. I specialize in taking care of the pets in the area, once again, reaching out to my neighbors, other homeowners, other pet owners, letting them know how to take care of the pet, how to, if they're an outdoor animal, whether it be cat, dog, what's the best way to keep them safe. If they're looking a little on the thin side, find out how they're eating, what their diet is, and try to help them towards making that a lot better. I also work with the local shelter in the area along with pet enforcement here, and I go out and I help them capture and get animals the care that they need that are strays, that are just running around. Also, I work with Home Again with their Pet Rescuers program. What happens with that program is that if a pet is lost within 20 miles of my area, I am notified via email and my iPhone. And it gives me a complete description of the pet, what it looks like, its weight, its name, and the last place it was seen. From there, a bunch of other people that are also in the Pet Rescuers program, we start a dragnet and fan out to try to find these animals because, as she stated before, a member of your family is now lost. Our job is to make sure that we can find them and return them to their family so everyone has a happy ending.
So they actually have a network similar to like the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children that sends that word out the minute something happens, like an Amber Alert or something then.
Exactly. That is exactly it, whether it be cat, dog. We actually, last week, found a bird that was lost and was on the Pet Rescuers Network. The bird was actually chipped, which I found was very amazing. It was a cockatoo, and we were able to locate it and get it back to its family.
I didn't know they had a network like that for pets. That's really interesting. Wow.
It has been running strong. It's been running strong now for about 5, going on 6 years now. And it's all volunteer. Anyone can sign up for it. It is run all across the United States. Just go to homeagain.com, click on the link for Pet Rescuers, and you'll be able to sign up, and you will get the same alerts that I get. You may not run out the second that one comes out, but it gives you something when you go to the grocery store or you go to the video store and you just happen to see that dog. You have a number you can call, and they will send somebody out straight away to make sure that dog or cat gets home safely.
Awesome. So now,
yeah, and on that subject, I can't stress microchipping enough. I cannot stress microchipping pets enough. Microchipping is like the most important way to get an animal home.
Indeed.
So, based on your experience in doing this, other people listening to this show, other members of this community, are they're out doing their thing, whether it's doing a charity event here or a security patrol there or whatever it is that different people do in a little collective that we have online here and throughout the country and the world. What would you advise them to do to be more sensitive and alert to issues that concern animals? So how can they help, find lost animals, help to look out for our four-legged friends and stuff like that? What's your kind of advice on that?
I would advise. Oh, go ahead, Stormbringer.
No, go ahead, Coulon, please.
What I would advise is that, especially it starts within your own neighborhood. Take the time to just look around, because you miss a lot when you're just driving to and from. It doesn't take but a second to just look around the area. You hear dogs barking all the time, just as much as you hear kids running around in rural areas. Just take a look to see what that pet looks like. Is it black, white, brown? How big is it? Is it friendly? Is it a little aggressive? And you see a dog on the side of the road, you see him in the back of a shopping mall getting into a trash can or a dumpster, or you just see a dog that you don't recognize. Once again, the start for that is see what dogs and cats you have in your neighborhood, and you will not be more surprised when you will notice immediately when you reckon there's an animal there that you don't know, and it will click immediately because you know what animals are in your area. You know what pets to look out for. You see one that you don't recognize, then that gives you an immediate alert going, this might be a lost dog that has wandered into our neighborhood. It may be a stray. It may be wild. But that's where you have to watch out, because if they are wild, just roaming around, there is an immediate danger. Sometimes they'll act friendly. They'll look friendly until you get just too close and make the wrong move. Then that opens up a whole new can of worms to where they could attack. Some will run, some will get very aggressive, and they will attack you. That goes for dogs and cats. And if they are wild, you don't know what they've got. They could have rabies. They could have anything that would be very fatal to humans, and that is very important if you're in a neighborhood that is full of small children. The summer's coming. These kids are going to be out of school. They're going to be running everywhere.
All right. Anybody that's listening here, area code to call in is area code 917-889-3317. I do have a new caller. Let me ring again. Area code 504, you're on Superhero Academy.
Hello, this is Captain Black. How are you doing?
Hey, Captain Black. Welcome back to the Academy. We got Stormbringer and Swan here talking to us about the Maryland Defenders and animal rights, animal rescue issues. So feel free to shoot your questions to them, and we're learning a lot today.
Let me ask you, we had a case here a few days ago, or it was brought to my attention. Let me correct that. I don't think it was here. But someone's pet had essentially chewed off a lady's face, and the owner killed the pet, and the police have arrested the owner, and he's going to be prosecuted for killing the pet, even though the pet named an innocent person. Just curious about your perspective.
Well, there are certain legal rights of self-defense. You have to do what you have to do. It's a question of the situation. I'm not familiar with this event, so I can't speak to its specifics. I know many times there have been cases where a attack has been assumed where that wasn't what was happening at all, an overly friendly animal. A dog that jumps and barks and carries on, that's been hurt. But not knowing the specifics of this event, I don't know that I could speak to it. But personally, if the owners had killed this dog when it attacked this person, and we're defending this person, if the events are clear-cut, then, sadly, he has the right to do it. In the same way that, if you're attacked by another person and you have to kill that person to save your life, sometimes it does come down to a him or me sort of situation. But, again, I'm not familiar with the specifics, so.
Yeah, well, it was something that came up anecdotally in a conversation with a friend of mine, and I just thought I would air it to everybody. But I was always taught to protect animals.
It was the dog's owner that put the dog down?
Sorry, couldn't hear you.
You said it was the dog's owner that put the dog down?
Yeah. But,
and then he's being charged for putting the dog down?
As it was anecdotal. It was something that was related to me in a conversation, and I haven't had an opportunity to research it and actually see what the reported facts are of the case. But I do know on a separate but related note that one of the signs of criminality or mental illness in young people is cruelty or violence toward animals.
That's correct.
And the converse, and the converse is true too. That's why, whenever I'm around children, I try to always get them to not be mean to animals, or if for any other reason, then that is sometimes an indicator the child may, and again, not trying to play armchair psychologist, but may have some repressed hostility that he may need to address. And I was curious about the the guest's opinion on that.
As far as as far as the opinions of whether or not
just whether or not animal
that
cruelty can really be considered an indicator of either criminality or mental illness in young people. Because I've heard both sides debate, and I was just curious what your perspective might be.
For me personally, yes, I think that when you have any individual, be it a human or an animal, that is excessively abusive to a weaker human or animal, yes, I think it's absolutely an indication of perhaps criminality, perhaps mental illness. I don't like to put labels on things. But, of course, that is indication. If you have, example being, if you have a small child that breaks birds' necks for fun, I'd be worried about that child. You hear a lot of stories about people that were later in life found to be, say, serial killers or, what have you, and you found that there was a history of them in childhood pulling wings off of flies and this sort of a thing. Yes, I think that is an indicator, but I don't know if animal cruelty unto itself means there's something wrong with people. A lot of the time in my experience, I find that what equates to animal cruelty in some cases, what equates to animal cruelty or animal neglect, sometimes is simply a matter of ignorance. They don't understand what's to be done. A short example being is that recently in my neighborhood we did a rescue on a chow chow that was kept in the backyard in a little tiny kennel, walking in her own feces. She was severely underweight, hair falling out, blah, blah, blah. She was in terrible condition. And it wasn't that the people didn't love the dog, that they were intentionally being mean to this dog. They just thought they were doing what they were supposed to do. You put a dog in the yard, you feed it occasionally, and that's all you have to worry about. Sometimes it's a matter of a lack of information. You have to kind of take these sort of cases, as individuals. I don't think all of them can be taken to equal one conclusion.
Oh, yeah, and I wasn't trying to make any, sweeping absolute judgments. That was the type of analysis that I really wanted to hear. Because, a lot of people leap to conclusions, both pro or con, on issues like this, so it's good to get some insight.
Yeah. Oh, no, absolutely. One of the things, and Kulan could probably talk a lot more about this than me, and that is that one of our issues one of our missions specifically with Defenders, is we're trying to fight pre-discrimination on pit bulls. And we all know how people feel about the American Pit Bull Terrier. They're an evil, violent dog, right? But I don't really believe that's the case.
It's funny you mentioned that because one of my friends, I get to take his American Pit Bull Terrier for a walk almost every day. And she's a sweet, loving dog, but I know that some people will try to socialize animals to fit whatever role they think they should have. And we've got a big, I'm calling from the South, and we have a big problem with that type of culture here in the South.
Oh, yeah. I've seen the pit bulls that are friendly, but I've seen a large percentage of people get the pit bulls and they think we've got to make them mean, and they'll do whatever they take to make them more mean. I've even known one person that said put gunpowder in the dog's food to make it meaner, and I'm like, you've got to be kidding.
Oh, Kulan can tell you about this.
Oh, yes.
Kulan can tell you a lot about that.
That's my main focus in this area. I live in Upper Marlboro, Maryland, more specifically Prince George's County, which 9 years ago banned anyone in the Prince George's County from owning a pit bull because we had that big a problem with dog fights in this area. And when the dogs would lose, they would release them. Just go. And we had them roaming in troves. It was nothing to hear. And I've even witnessed 4 or 5 attacks on children from pit bulls that were just released. And when we actually with the SPCA in this area for Upper Marlboro, they needed volunteers that were used to working with mean-spirited animals to help with a raid on a supposed fight ring. And we got into the barn that this was being held at, and the site was atrocious. There were over 60 pit bulls ranging from in good health to seconds away from death, missing limbs, ears, eyes, part of their face. But what was most appalling is that one of them figured out that gunpowder just wasn't fast enough. So they started using Goex black powder in 4F.
Wow.
Black powder. So they could get the most concentration of saltpeter and sulfur into their system immediately by actually rubbing it into steaks and letting them marinate.
Mm.
And then they would feed it to them 20 minutes before fight time, and they would go absolutely insane. And it's a shame.
That's cruel. All right, we got about 4 minutes left of the show, so this has been a great show. I wish we had more time to go on this. Just take a few moments to Stormbringer and then Kalon, and just kind of give us a little contact information if anybody wants to know more about the Maryland Defenders or what you do. Just share your website stuff for us.
Sure. We have a main website, which is marylanddefenders.webs.com, which has links to many different sites that we associate with, including the Vets for Pets program, which is a fantastic program if you have a chance to look it up, and other groups like Faithful Friends and Paws for Life. And, of course, come visit us on Superhero TV. You can see a lot of our videos and our rescues from there.
And if there's any other questions that you need answered, our email addresses are also located there. I am more than happy to take any emails on questions that anyone has on any pet-related subject, or even more specifically on pit bulls or any other races of dogs that you feel are getting a bad rap. And I can try to help you the best I can to get that settled for you.
Absolutely. And we are on Facebook. We have Maryland Defenders on Facebook, so you can totally contact us there, or marylanddefenders@msn.com.
Awesome. I want to thank y'all for being here. This has been a great show. Y'all just took the reins and ran with it. I like having guests to do that. Next week, I want to pick up a bit for the upcoming shows. Next week, we're going to be broadcasting live from Metropolis. No visiting professor. It's vacation week for Crossfire, and we're just going to talk about everything that's going on there at the Superman Festival. The following week, the 19th of June, Samaritan Prime will be joining me to talk about child ID kits and child safety issues for Father's Day. And then the 26th, we've got Artistroy, who's going to come back to us and talk about some more gadgets and fun stuff about building your own supermobile. The show's called Trick Your Supermobile. On the 3rd of July, Valerie Finnegan will be joining us to talk to us about the Real Tales from Iraq comic book. And then on the 10th of July, another animal show, Ferris will be talking to us about animal rehab therapy. And then in the weeks to come, we got Danger Man, Cognito, and Moxie will be joining us. The amazing Executrix, former host of Preacher Feature, will be joining us. And coming up in late August, I am proud to announce we will have a special appearance by Mr. Phoenix Jones. So we've got some interesting people coming up in the next few weeks, and it's going to be a lot of fun shows. And I will see you all next week. I will call in from my vacation and give a report on the Superman Festival and Crossfire's appearance with the Daily Planet and everything else going on there. In the meantime, I want to go ahead and sign us off with our closing theme, just our little reminder not to take yourself too seriously in this community. My favorite song to end it with. Thank you all for being here, and see you next week on Superhero Academy.
We're men in light. We roam around the forest looking for light. We're men in light. We run from the rich and give to the poor, that's right. We may look like cities, but what would you say, or else we'll put after light. We're men in light. Always on guard, defending the people's rights. La 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 We're men in sight. Yeah, we roam around the forest looking for fight. We're men. rob from the rich and give to the poor, that's right. We may look like candy, but don't get us wrong or else we'll flag them out. We're men in tights.